Good morning. I want to take a moment and share with you some tips that I've learned recently on how to um, use the mascara to its utmost potential. I know a few of you have messaged me with comments on it running or smudging, and I want to kind of address those and how to prevent that from happening. First of all, our mascara is not intended to be truly waterproof, although it does have an incredible staying power. Um, but with it not being waterproof, if you do get any water, any kind of emollient on it, like your sweat or another oil from one of our face oils or lotions, it will affect the adhesion of the mascara. So you want to really be careful when applying anything around the eye to not get it on the eyelash. And if you do, make sure that you clean the eyelash really well, either wiping it off with some water and a towel or a cloth so that it doesn't affect the adhesion of the mascara. So I watched a video by a makeup artist about a week ago on how to help the mascara to stay. She was talking about different directions of eyelash growth and how our eyes are all different, and she used a term that I hadn't heard before and wasn't familiar with. But basically the concept is some of us have eyelashes that grow more in an upwards manner on the upper eyelid, which will sometimes, when you open your eyelid, it will touch the orbital bone in the skin above there, and you will get some transfer. The other area, which is where I typically have problems myself, because my bottom eyelashes are extremely long and they will actually end up touching underneath my eye, and so you will have transfer there, and that's where I will have transfer. So one thing that I do specifically for that to prevent that from happening is either A, not apply any mascara to my bottom lash, or B, if I do, just to the lash part that is closest to the insertion point, and not clear out into the tip of the lash so it doesn't transfer. So that's one thing I want to address. So make sure the eyelashes are extremely clean and free of any oils that you put on. I'm kind of reckless, and when I put on my tint skin, I'm kind of all over the place, and it's on my eyelash, on my eyebrows, and so I have to be very careful, or take a cloth and remove it after I apply it. So one thing that she talked about was a baking concept, and she works with drag queens, so she's very familiar with makeup application and how to make it stay. But she talked about the baking concept, which I'm not a makeup artist, so if I screw any of this up and any of you guys have better tips for me, let me know. But baking basically, it sets the makeup and helps it so that it doesn't, the emollient as the day goes on, and the heat of the skin and the temperature of the weather doesn't affect makeup from melting or falling off. So baking needs to be done with a powder, and I'm using our translucent powder. So I basically loaded the brush, and I'm using the all-over eye brush, loaded the brush with the mattifying powder, basically as much as I could get picked up on that brush. So I'm just tapping, pressing into the powder. Then you want to basically tap the brush so that the powder works its way in to the brush head. And then you literally just press along the eye, all underneath the eye. So you're just loading that skin. And I've already got under eye concealer on, but you're just loading. Now, if you didn't have any eyeshadow above, you would also do above the eye. I just kind of am doing it right on that orbital bone, just kind of loading the skin there. So you leave that there while you're applying the mascara. So our wand is a nice thin wand. It was specifically designed for our mascara. It has an angle, kind of a rounded edge, and when you go to apply and pull it out, or when you go to pull it out, there's a little bit of excess mascara on the tip, so you really want to get that off of there. And if there's any excess on the brush, you want to rub that along the edge of the bottle as well. So then you want to go to apply by starting in the inner and working your way out, and you're starting in the middle because that's how this was designed. And then you can work your way in, and I'm going to look at the mirror so I don't screw this up. So then you're working your way into the inner corner and the outer corners. And I have very long eyelashes, but they're not very thick. which is why I love this mascara, because it just really separates all my lashes, and as it's designed, it lengthens. And then I come back in and kind of get the tips to make sure that they're all covered. I'm just going to work on the upper eyelash right now, and I'll just do the one eye for you. So that is done. Then, after you get the mascara on, do not blink heavy. Blinking heavy would be kind of like closing your eye really hard, and that's one that doesn't have mascara on. So you just want to kind of light blinks, flutter blinks, so that it allows it to dry and set, because you don't want anything coming into contact with that. So then you can go back in with the bottom lash, and I'll go ahead and put that on, again, looking at the mirror. And like I said, I tend to just go right along the lash line, not clear out into the whole lash, because otherwise it will definitely transfer by the end of the day. Again, let it dry. I would at this point go do my other eye, but I'll refrain from doing that today. And then after that's all done, you go back in with a brush and you just blend in that mattifying powder so that it isn't visible any longer. And that sets that makeup underneath the eyelid. It acts as a barrier between the mascara and your skin, and it will help prevent the emollient process happening, or the greasiness happening under the eye from the day-to-day grease. And same thing with the upper eyelid. So you're preventing that transfer, which is usually why people are getting the smudging. Basically, that eyelash is coming into contact with something, either your face or your hand, or there's an oil already on the eyelash that is affecting it from sticking. So this is tips to help prevent that from happening. I know myself and several girls at the gym are able to go through a whole day of wearing this mascara, through sweating, and that kind of thing, and it not transferring. So if any of you guys are having issues with that, please let me know and I can troubleshoot and try to help, because it shouldn't be happening. And then to remove the eyelash or the mascara, coconut oil works well. Our baby oil is what I've been using, and it works phenomenal. A couple swipes with that, and it takes it right off. The routine clean can do a pretty good job. It takes a little bit more work with it. It takes a little bit more rubbing, but that does work as well. So if any of you have questions or want to give me feedback, please do. I love helping. I don't want anybody kind of sitting out in the outskirts, kind of with all these questions in their minds and never asking them. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the day.